16,518 crore rupees flooded the Indian political system through the scheme of electoral bonds solely. March 25, 2019, Election Commission filed a counter affidavit against the electoral bond scheme, going against the government that would serially expose the government's lie in the scheme of these electoral bonds. This particular incident may have been the trigger point for the current government to completely change the process of the appointment of Chief Election Commissioner of India. April 12, 2019, Supreme Court's precise directives to change the so-called transparent electoral bond system against the government completely changed the game. November 2019, RTI warriors also completely exposed the blatant lies that the government had been telling with respect to the scheme of electoral bonds. You will also be the beholder of some of the most devastating evidences collected against any type of government policies. Have you ever noticed recently that any type of scheme which is launched from the government of India has one individual's photo or name attached to that policy or scheme? But this electoral bond scheme had nothing sort of like that, completely anonymous from day one. At the time when courts and several government institutions struggled, constitutional warriors like Anjali Bharadwaj, Commodore Lokesh Batra launched the most effective transparency battle in Indian history. RTI warrior Commodore Lokesh Batra discovered something extraordinary. The electoral bond scheme started with a file that had no name attached, just an unmarked A4 sheet at joint secretary level. Usually, initiating something at this level is just the vice versa of this instance. Even journalist Nitin Sethi recognized that many had a sense of who the author was behind initiating the scheme of electoral bonds, but can't prove anything going through the standard of journalism. Exactly, you got it right. Someone who completely wanted to bypass this normal procedures and who wanted anonymity from the complete beginning. Anjali Bharadwaj also analyzed that instead of crying so much from the part of the government that no such donations will be anonymous, the truth was all these donations were completely anonymous. These kinds of donations were completely restricted from the sight of several government institutions, and the issues and the warnings which the government institutions raised were completely bypassed and thrown in the garbage bin. Actually, the truth is, RBI gave clear-cut devastating warnings about electoral bonds. Election Commission warned of serious impact on transparency, but ears turned deaf. Even Law Ministry on December 2017 objected to the scheme, recommended changes, but the same month took a complete U-turn with approval and nod for the same scheme of electoral bonds. Just wait for a few minutes. You will be completely shocked to know the most devastating evidence that was completely fabricated to bring the electoral bond scheme into existence. Do you remember Arun Jaitley when he introduced the money bill in 2017 and also introduced the electoral bond scheme in it? What he said? He said this:
donors have also expressed reluctance in donating by check and other transparent methods as it would disclose their identity and entail adverse consequences.
Government always repeatedly exclaimed that donors needed and asked for anonymity. That's the reason, and that was the founding pillar of bringing in the electoral bond scheme. But November 2019, RTI response from Finance Ministry said that no representation had been received from donors regarding the need for maintaining confidentiality of any type of donations. No donors ever asked for anonymity. Means the complete scheme was based on a pillar that was fabricated from the side of government. I hope this is crystal clear to you that this was a system just fabricated to bring in crores and crores of corporate donations into the mainstream politics of India. And remember, that also in a legal way. Now I give you a reason of why the judiciary must be completely independent. This is the beauty of judiciary when its directive scheme that although not stopping electoral bonds, all the political parties must be completely disclosing every details of political donations received through electoral bonds in a sealed cover to the Election Commission. Did you see the real masterstroke? The Supreme Court's directives became the most unprecedented one for the government. It turned the complete opaque system of electoral bonds into the most transparent system of political donations and into the most documented one ever in the history of India. Supreme Court's directives was for all the political parties whoever encashed through the process of electoral bonds. Name of the donors, amounts they donated to that political party, and also the date of donation was to be submitted to the Election Commission in sealed covers, eventually for getting exposed. And what these files exposed in front of us will be more shocking to you rather than anything else. 16,518 crore rupees was the total collection of the electoral bond scheme for all the political parties pan-India. If you have seriously reached till the very end of this video, please consider giving a like. I would love to see 1000 likes on this video. Subscribe to my channel and also comment down your thoughts below. And also don't forget to share it with others.